Hi, everyone. This is Peggy with Natural Awakenings magazine, and we'd like to welcome you back to this month's edition of Recipes from a Seasonal Kitchen. I am here with our journalist and food writer, Veronica Hinke. Each month, we bring you a new recipe, or actually several recipes, and the stories that go around them regarding seasonal ingredients that you can use. So, welcome, Veronica.
Hi, Peggy, and happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
I know a lot of people probably tend to think about beets as maybe a summer vegetable coming out of their garden, but it's a root vegetable that holds very well. So it's actually a seasonal vegetable because in the winter, root vegetables from last year are what keeps us going in many cases in the winter. And beets are just so versatile. There's red beets, there's yellow beets, there's choga beets, which are striped, but the reds are probably mostly what you're going to find in the store right now. And as you said, that's perfect for Valentine's Day. So we were talking about nutrition in beets, and as you write in the February edition of Natural Awakening Chicago magazine, beets are full of vitamins B6 and iron, calcium, magnesium, and vitamin C. They're high in fiber, and they are also high in nitrates. And nitrates are great for heart health. They're going to improve circulation and they're going to help overall with strengthening the blood flow in your body and keeping your heart nice and healthy.
Well, roasting them is really key. And they come out in these small pieces. When you cut them up after you roast them, you can have a little honey, olive oil, salt, toss them lightly in that and put them in the oven for an hour. You can even roast them whole, and then they're easier to cut and trim. And that's what you need to do to make the hummus I'm going to show you about.
So when you're roasting beets, I know I don't peel them in advance. I wash them and I don't peel them. And then after they come out of the oven and you get a chance to cool a little bit, then the skin's going to slip right off. Or if it's organic, you can just eat the skin at that
I'm
point.
so glad you mentioned that, Peggy, because that is the trick. Roast them first and then take the peel off, because otherwise you're going to be really struggling, even if you have a good sharp paring knife. Roast them first and roast them whole. It's okay to do that.
So what's your best quick tip on roasting beets? I know in the recipe you're saying on parchment. I've also seen wrap in foil so that they steam a little more.
That's a good idea. I do like to go through and slice beets before I roast them. You can do that. And there's just a lot of ways, whatever works for you.
So tell us about the hummus. It looks delicious.
Oh, I love this hummus recipe. I had a Barbie party this fall and wanted to make something pink. So I used beets to dye my deviled eggs, the whites of them, to be pink for Barbie deviled eggs. And then I wanted to have a dip. So like with any hummus, it's just basically chickpeas or garbanzo beans. They're called lemons. It has fresh lemon juice in it, which is so good this time of year. And one thing that I love, and I was so excited to share this, tahini, a sesame spread, almost like peanut butter, only not nearly as thick, and made from sesame seeds instead of peanuts. And then olive oil, extra virgin olive oil is what I use, and salt and pepper, all blended in your food processor. And I'll show you when you blend this all together with the beets, you get this lovely colored hummus.
Mm-hmm.
And a quick note about hummus, you can actually use anything to make a hummus. I like to make carrot hummus. You could use sweet potatoes, all kinds of whatever your favorite hearty vegetables are, you could probably make into hummus.
Yeah.
And after you've blended it, this takes about 5 minutes to make. The lengthy part is really the roasting, because it takes about an hour to roast your beets. But you can put it on a plate, nice Valentine's plate, of course, with some, I like to make toasted naan bread. This is garlic naan. And then I have this lovely appetizer that I can put out for my friends for Valentine's Day, or have it for lunch. For me, this is going to be my lunch today. Just some toasted naan bread and the hummus. And I forgot to mention, don't underestimate the power of parsley, because you can sprinkle a little parsley on there, just a little bit, and you might even want to chop it up more finer than that. And that really adds to the presentation. So
Yeah.
much of what food, healthy food is in the presentation, making it look like something you really want to just dive right into and eat.
Right. Right. And I'm sure you could do a lot of other things with that. You could add some different spices to the hummus, if you wanted to kind of customize it to your own taste and to your family's taste.
Cumin is one of the spices that's very popular in traditional hummus. Traditional hummus is really just the chickpeas. But when you add in things like carrots, beets, you're just amplifying your health benefits.
Yeah. And in a very delicious way that is easy to eat.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Veronica. This has been great. You can find more details on how to make the beet hummus recipe in the February edition of Natural Awakening Chicago. And there is a second recipe for honey roasted beet apricot burgers. Now, we don't mean hamburgers, but it's using the beets as burgers with a delightful apricot spread.
Thank you, Peggy.
Thanks, Veronica, and we will see you next month.